this is Katie Hughes, the Union County Ag Agent. I'm here today to talk to you about the upcoming bull breeding soundness evaluation clinic that will be held on Thursday, November 21st from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. here at Stone Veterinarian Clinic. And today I have Dr. Caleb Jenkins here to kind of talk about the importance of this clinic. First question, probably most important question is what is a bull breeding soundness evaluation?
Okay, so yeah, a BSE is a breeding soundness evaluation. And so it's a two-part process. We do a physical exam on the actual bull, and then we do a semen evaluation as well. And so we're looking at a couple different things. First, we'll watch these bulls unload kind of right here, and we'll watch them move. So is there any lameness present or anything like that? And then we'll do the chute side exam where we'll collect semen, check the scrotum, check the penis, different things. And then we'll do a semen evaluation, and that's another two-part process. So we look at two different things there. We look at motility, which is how well the sperms swim. And then we also look at morphology, which is breaking it down to an individual sperm cell and looking to see if there's any actual defects there. And then we put all that together, and that's what's made up, the whole thing makes up a BSE.
Why should a producer bring their bull or have this done to their bull? Is it a yearly thing, or is it just during the breeding time that they're going to use it on it?
Okay, yeah, so definitely everybody should have a BSE performed on their bulls before turning them out. We like to say it's kind of like an insurance policy. And so ideally we would do this before breeding season. And then we want to do it, 30 to 60 days before breeding if possible. I understand that, handling bulls isn't the easiest thing to do. And so sometimes we do it right before they're turned out. However, if there's a problem and we're doing it 30 to 60 days, we either have time for a recheck examination or you can have time to try to find another bull. But I say at least do this once a year, before turnout, to look for defects from the previous year, the previous breeding season, or just to find those, infertility or subfertility issues in the bulls. If you're running a fall and a spring herd, then some people will just do it once a year. As long as you're able to watch those bulls closely and you don't see any breeding injuries with them or anything, then sometimes we can roll them from a fall to spring herd and be okay. But at the bare minimum, it needs to be done once a year within 60 days of turnout with cows.
So as a veterinarian, what are you looking at whenever you're doing this examination on the bulls?
Okay, so that's a good question. I answered a little bit of that with the first question as far as the different physical exam and then the semen evaluation as well. A lot of people just, is the bull good or bad? Well, there's more to it than that. And so again, we're looking for feet and leg issues. Bulls are hard on themselves. A lot of times, as they age, they get injuries to their feet. But probably the biggest thing that I see from bulls that are mature and have already passed, their first BSE, is penile defects. And so we see a lot of those. That's the most common defect we see from year to year. And a lot of times those are unnoticed during the breeding season. And so we definitely want to get those back in and check for those. But again, doing that two-part process of looking at the motility and the morphology and the lameness, exam all together. So.
Okay. And then if a bull is, if you think it fails, do you do a recheck, or is there a process for the recheck?
Yeah. So there's 3 different boxes we checked on the form, and so one is either satisfactory or unsatisfactory or classification deferred. And so most of the time, if a bull doesn't check the box satisfactory, unless there's a serious issue, those are marked as deferred, and we'll recommend coming back in 30 to 60 days depending on what the issue is, and we'll retest those bulls.
What makes a bull satisfactory for a producer or for you to pass it as?
Sure. So, a bull's, we're doing more than just testing a bull. Is he good or bad? There's, most bulls end up checking out good. Okay, to be satisfactory, one, he has to pass the lameness exam. He can't have, pink eye in both eyes. He can't be lame. And then on the semen evaluation, we've got to have at least 30% progressive motility, meaning the sperm cells have to be swimming in a progressive manner. They can't be swimming backwards. And then they have to be at least 70% normal cells. And so by checking that box satisfactory, then we feel that bull is able to breed an adequate amount of cows in an adequate amount of time, which is what we want.
How old should a bull be to have a BSE done to them?
So it kind of depends on when that bull hits puberty, but we like to get them to at least 15 months old before we test. Don't recommend, breeding before 15 months of age anyways. So 15 to 18 months in there is kind of the minimum age. I'm not saying I haven't seen bulls pass at a younger age, but if they don't pass, all we're going to do is defer them and wait till they have some more age on them. So in that 15 to 18 month old range is usually best.
Have a certain dewormer or vaccinations that you would use if they decide to go that route.
Sure.
The day of?
So we'll kind of handle that on a case-by-case basis. I mean, most of them, need to be dewormed once or twice a year. They need to have the correct vaccinations, IBR, BVD, lepto, and we can kind of talk about that on each bull, what's been done in the past and what they're going to do. And we've got to make sure we get those done in time before we turn them out too, because we don't want to set them back right before turning them out. So yeah, we'll go over that each bull that comes in. It may be different for everybody that's here, but we'll kind of titrate that to each producer.
Once again, thank you all. Hopefully we will see you out here on November 21st. Again, it's from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We do ask that you call the extension office. Additional information will be provided at the end of this video. Thank you again, Dr. Caleb Jenkins, for talking to us today about all the different things for a BSE. And one last thing that we talked about a little bit beforehand is once you come here the day of the clinic, we will work your bulls and then we'll load them back up, and then the next producer will come, just so there's no intermingling of different farm bulls.